Hello everyone, and welcome back to VTA Garden Tips. In this video, we focus on something very practical: how to grow real food when space is limited. Not everyone has a large garden. Not everyone wants to replant every year. By using vertical space, a few well-chosen climbing plants can provide steady harvests over many seasons. The plants in this video are widely grown around the world. They are edible, they are used in everyday cooking, and they fit well on balconies, fences, and walls. We will go through each plant carefully: what parts are eaten, how they taste, and how they work in small spaces. No exaggeration, no hype, only real, practical plants. Number 1. Butterfly pea vine, Clitoria ternatia. Butterfly pea is one of the most widely grown edible climbing plants in tropical and subtropical regions. It is commonly found across Southeast Asia, South Asia, Africa, and Australia, and is now increasingly used in small urban home gardens. This vine climbs gently. Its stems are soft and not overly heavy. That makes it suitable for balconies, low fences, and small wall trellises. Butterfly pea does not require deep soil. Loose, well-drained soil and adequate sunlight are usually enough for steady growth. The most commonly used edible part is the flower. The flowers have a very mild aroma and a neutral taste. They are not bitter and not sharp. They are often used to prepare herbal tea, create natural food coloring, or combined with lemon juice to produce a purple color. These uses are not recent trends. They have been part of traditional food cultures for a long time. The young leaves are also edible when cooked and used like tender greens in soups or light stir-fries. In small spaces, butterfly pea helps cover vertical structures without becoming messy. With regular watering and light pruning, the plant holds its foliage well and avoids sudden leaf drop. When flowering is consistent, even a simple trellis can become a gentle visual feature. If you are looking for a climbing plant that is easy to grow, edible, and suitable for limited space, butterfly pea is a very practical choice. Number 2. Winged yam vine, Dioscorea alata. Winged yam is a climbing plant grown primarily for its tuber, and it is widely cultivated across Asia, Africa, and the Caribbean. Unlike many climbing plants that produce fruit or leaves above ground, winged yam develops its main harvest underground, while the vine itself uses vertical space. This growth pattern makes it efficient for small gardens. The vine climbs upward, while the soil below supports tuber development. Winged yam requires a sturdy trellis. The vine is vigorous during warm seasons. With proper training, it remains organized and manageable even in limited spaces. The plant does not require highly fertile soil, but loose, well-drained soil is important for even tuber formation. The tuber is the primary edible part. When cooked, it has a mild aroma, a starchy texture, and provides long-lasting energy. Common preparation methods include boiling, steaming, and cooking in savory dishes. These uses have been part of traditional diets for generations. With consistent care, the vine maintains its foliage throughout the growing season. Large leaves provide shade for walls and fences without sudden leaf drop. For gardeners working with limited space who want a plant that offers both coverage and a substantial food harvest, winged yam is a practical long-term option. Number 3. Ivy gourd vine, Coccinea grandis. Ivy gourd is an edible climbing plant widely grown across South Asia, Southeast Asia, and parts of Africa. One practical advantage of ivy gourd is that multiple parts of the plant are edible. Young shoots, young leaves, and immature fruits are all commonly used in everyday cooking. The vine is relatively light. Its stems are soft and do not require heavy support. This makes it suitable for low fences, small trellises, and sunny balconies. Ivy gourd grows steadily in loose, well-drained soil. It does not require deep planting space, so large containers can work well. The immature fruits are small, thin-skinned, and mild in flavor. When cooked, they remain lightly crisp and easy to pair with many dishes. Young leaves and shoots are often cooked in soups or lightly stir-fried. These uses have been part of traditional food practices for a long time. Another advantage is that ivy gourd maintains its foliage well during the growing season. With regular watering and light pruning, it avoids sudden leaf drop. In small spaces, ivy gourd creates neat vertical coverage without blocking light completely or overwhelming structures. For gardeners looking for a climbing plant that provides continuous harvests from multiple edible parts, ivy gourd is a very practical choice. Number 4. Snow pea vine. Snow pea is an edible climbing plant widely grown across Europe, North America, and other cool season regions. Unlike many perennial climbers, snow peas are usually grown as a cool season crop. However, during their growing period, they provide steady and frequent harvests. Snow peas climb using tendrils. Their stems are light and do not require heavy support. They work well on netting, low fences, and small wall trellises. A practical advantage of snow peas is that multiple parts of the plant are edible. Young leaves, flowers, and immature pods are all commonly used. The pods are thin, crisp, and naturally sweet. They are often stir-fried quickly or added to light dishes. Flowers and young leaves have a mild flavor and are used in simple cooking, a practice common in many food cultures. In small spaces, snow peas cover vertical structures quickly without adding weight. The vines remain manageable and easy to control. With regular watering and proper seasonal timing, snow peas maintain their foliage well throughout the harvest period without sudden leaf drop. For gardeners looking for a climbing plant that is easy to grow, quick to harvest, and efficient in vertical spaces during cool seasons, snow peas are a very practical choice. Number 5. Yardlong bean vine. Yardlong bean is an edible climbing plant widely grown across Southeast Asia, East Asia, and many tropical regions. The most noticeable feature of yardlong bean is its very long pods and its ability to produce continuously throughout the growing season. The vine is vigorous, but not excessively heavy. When trained properly, it grows upward cleanly without becoming tangled, making it suitable for vertical trellises and wall-supported netting. In small spaces, growing yard-long beans vertically improves airflow compared to ground-level growth. This also helps reduce moisture near the base and makes harvesting easier. Yard-long beans do not require deep soil. Loose, well-drained soil and adequate sunlight are sufficient for steady growth. The primary edible part is the immature pod. The pods are crisp, mild in aroma, and easy to cook. They are commonly stir-fried, boiled, or used in everyday home dishes. These preparations are well established in many food cultures. In some regions, young leaves are also used when cooked properly. With regular watering and frequent harvesting, yard-long beans maintain foliage well throughout the season without sudden leaf drop. For gardeners looking for a climbing plant that produces clearly visible harvests and makes efficient use of vertical space, yard-long bean is a very practical choice. Number 6. Luffa gourd vine. Luffa gourd is an edible climbing plant commonly grown across Asia, Africa, and many tropical regions. This vine grows strongly upward. It has sturdy stems, large leaves, and works very well for shading trellises, patios, and sunny fences. Luffa requires a strong support structure. When trained properly, the vine climbs high and spreads evenly without becoming tangled. In limited spaces, growing Luffa vertically allows gardeners to use overhead space instead of ground area. The space below can still be used for low-growing plants. The primary edible part is the immature fruit. Young Luffa has a mild aroma, a light flavor, and is easy to cook. It is commonly used in soups, stir-fries, and steamed dishes. These uses are well established in everyday home cooking. In some regions, young Luffa flowers are also consumed. Another practical advantage is that Luffa maintains its foliage well during the growing season with consistent watering. The large leaves provide stable shade without sudden leaf drop. When fruits are allowed to mature fully, they can be dried and used as natural sponges, adding additional non-food value. For gardeners looking for a climbing plant that offers both edible harvests and effective shade, Luffa gourd is a very practical choice. Number 7. Malabar gourd vine. Malabar gourd is an edible climbing plant grown in parts of India and other tropical regions. Compared to more well-known vines, Malabar gourd is less common, but it is very practical for home gardens. The vine grows at a moderate pace. Its stems are not overly heavy. When trained on a trellis, it stays organized and easy to manage in limited spaces. One important advantage is that Malabar gourd tolerates dry conditions reasonably well once its root system is established. This makes it suitable for gardens where frequent watering is difficult. The plant does not require deep soil. Loose, well-drained soil is sufficient for steady growth. It can be grown in large containers or along fences. The primary edible parts are the fruit and young leaves. Immature fruits have a mild flavor and are typically cooked. Young leaves are also used when cooked properly, often as tender greens in everyday meals. With consistent care, Malabar gourd maintains its foliage well throughout the growing season. It does not drop leaves suddenly or leave trellises bare. In small gardens, Malabar gourd provides balanced vertical coverage without blocking airflow or light completely. For gardeners looking for a climbing plant that is easy to grow, low maintenance, and productive in limited space, Malabar gourd is a practical option to consider. Number 8. Tinda gourd vine. Tinda gourd is an edible climbing plant commonly grown in India and other tropical regions. It is usually known as a small gourd used in everyday meals, but when trained vertically, it works well in limited spaces. The vine is light, its stems are not heavy. It climbs easily on netting, low fences, or simple wooden frames. Compared to many other gourds, Tinda does not become overly dense. This keeps trellises open and easy to manage in small gardens. Tinda does not require deep soil. Loose, well-drained soil is sufficient for steady growth. It can be grown in large containers or along walls. The primary edible part is the immature fruit. The fruits are small, round, thin-skinned, and mild in flavor. When cooked, they become soft and blend easily with many dishes. Tinda is commonly used in soups, stews, and light stir-fries. These preparations are well established in South Asian cooking. With regular watering and timely harvesting, Tinda maintains its foliage well throughout the growing season without sudden leaf drop. In compact gardens, Tinda provides balanced vertical coverage while keeping airflow and light. For gardeners looking for a climbing plant that is easy to grow, easy to harvest, and well suited for small trellises, Tinda gourd is a practical option. Number 9. Chinese yam vine. Chinese yam is an edible climbing plant with a long history of cultivation in China, Japan, and many temperate regions worldwide. Unlike winged yam, Chinese yam develops a long, deep-growing tuber, while its vines and leaves use vertical space above ground. This growth habit works well in limited spaces. The vine climbs upward, while the tuber develops in a concentrated area below. Chinese yam climbs at a moderate pace. Its stems are not heavy and can be trained on netting, simple frames, or wall trellises. The plant does not require highly fertile soil, but loose, well-drained soil is important for straight and even tuber growth. The primary edible part is the tuber. When cooked, Chinese yam has a mild, slightly sweet flavor and a gentle aroma. It is commonly boiled, steamed, used in soups, or prepared in everyday dishes. These uses have been consistent across many generations. With proper care, Chinese yam vines maintain foliage well throughout the growing season. They do not drop leaves suddenly or leave trellises bare. In small gardens, Chinese yam offers clear benefits: controlled vertical growth, reliable tuber harvests, and efficient use of space. For gardeners interested in a climbing plant that produces a dependable root crop without occupying much ground area, Chinese yam is a practical option. Number 10. Chayote vine. Chayote is an edible climbing plant widely grown across Latin America, Asia, and many tropical and subtropical regions. It is one of the most effective vines for using vertical space efficiently. The vine grows vigorously, climbs quickly, and works very well for shading trellises, patios, and sunny fences. Chayote requires a strong support structure. When trained properly, the vine climbs high and spreads evenly, creating dense green coverage without taking up much ground space. One very practical feature of chayote is that multiple parts of the plant are edible. Not only the fruit, but also young shoots and tender leaves are commonly used in everyday cooking across many cultures. The immature fruit has a mild flavor, a crisp texture, and is easy to prepare. It is commonly boiled, stir-fried, or added to soups. Young shoots are especially popular. They have a light aroma, a clean taste, and remain crisp when lightly cooked. Chayote does not require deep soil. Loose, well-drained soil and adequate sunlight are sufficient for steady growth. With regular watering and frequent harvesting, chayote vines maintain foliage well throughout the growing season. Large leaves provide stable shade without sudden leaf drop. In small gardens, chayote offers clear advantages: strong vertical growth, reliable food production, and excellent use of overhead space. For gardeners seeking a versatile climbing plant that provides shade, beauty, and multiple edible harvests, chayote is a very practical final choice. At this point, one thing should be clear. Growing food does not require a large garden. By using vertical space, a wall, a fence, or a small balcony can still support real food plants. The vines in this video are not rare. They are not trends. They are grown, cooked, and eaten in everyday meals around the world. Most importantly, they do not need constant replanting. With proper care, they return and continue producing season after season. Before we finish, here is a simple question. If you could choose just one climbing plant, which one would you grow first in your space?